Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and welcome for those of you who are new. My name is Jayla and I'm so glad to have you guys here. Today's video is all about this hairstyle, perfect for vacation. And just because you have locks doesn't mean you can't do it. If you haven't been following me for a while, you may not know that I actually have locks. As you guys can see now, I do have in boho braids. These aren't knotless, but they are boho braids. So I wanted to take the time to share with you guys how I got this look. But before we get into this video, make sure you follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'm always dropping tutorials to help you get creative with your locks, okay? Because you see the material. Look at the hair, y'all. Let me show you how to do it, girl. Let's go. All right, y'all, so we are about to get started. My hair is already washed and moisturized. I mean, I'm gonna moisturize it for the day, but it's already been like prepped and everything. I did not show you guys. I should have recorded like the hair straight out of the packaging, but this is the curly hair that I got. I actually got human hair this time. I'm really excited. I went ahead and like conditioned it just because I saw that's what people were saying, so I just went ahead and kind of conditioned it and I let it dry. So it's been about 2 days, so it's fully dry. And this is 3 bundles. Now people on people on Amazon were saying that they only needed about 2 bundles, but I really kind of want this to be a full look, so I don't know, we'll see how much I use. For my Kanekalon hair, again, the hair is already out of the pack because I did wash the hair because I'm not trying to have itchy scalp. I got the Expression pre-stretched hair. Now y'all, I did not know this hair was 58 inches. So it's like, I have it hanging up right now because I washed it last night, so it had to dry. But I didn't know it was so long, so I don't know if I'm gonna cut it. I don't know, we're gonna see like how long it ends up being, and then we'll kind of go from there. I bought 2 packs of the hair and it came with like 3 bundles in it. But y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think the bundles, like the bundles of hair, I didn't think they were gonna be so small. So I very well may be making a stop to the hair store if I run out of hair. But I said we're just gonna work with this for the time being. But I don't feel like this is gonna be a lot of hair. And then I have 2 packs, so it's these 3 and then another 3. So we're gonna see, y'all. I don't know. So yeah, we're figuring it out. We got the whole day to kind of get this done, so yeah. Then of course we're gonna need my usual products, which is gel clips, scrunchies, all those sorts of things. I did want to show you guys my hair gel of choice today, and that is the African Pride Black Castor Miracle. I really like this because I feel like it's a lot lighter on my hair, and it's not as like build-up-y. So I'm gonna be using this one today. I've used this for like 2 retwists. I really like it, and it has a really nice smell. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. Okay, y'all, we're starting off with basically, well, yeah, freshly washed hair. This is what we're working with. So I'm gonna get my hair together real quick. Okay, y'all, so I have done 2 rows. I'm not gonna lie, these are the trial and error rows, okay? Like, they're not bad, but you know, it's definitely, you know, like, because I'm doing it over locks, it's not like, you know, super smooth, okay? And then it's also like the back of my head, so I am having like a little bit of a harder time kind of like, you know, making the braids really smooth. And then you see it kind of like get a little skinny right there. So y'all, we're gonna work at it. I did just want to show y'all like what it's looking like. So this is 2 rows. So I feel like it's not looking bad, y'all. I feel like it's not, you know, it's not terrible or nothing. I feel like it's still gonna give the vibes. So we're gonna continue on. So I just want to explain what I'm doing here because like it's kind of hard to see, but basically I'm just taking the Kanekalon hair and I'm gonna braid it onto my hair using my lock as the 3rd strand. And once I get down to the end of my lock is when I will basically like split one of the Kanekalon strands into a 3rd. And there is when I would try to like add like an extra piece of the curly hair, which I will show you guys how to do that later on in the video. But yeah, so that's basically kind of like the gist of how I'm doing it, because I know like it's kind of hard to see because my fingers were in the way, but hopefully I explained that well for you guys to kind of understand what I was doing. So once I got to the end, I will basically just braid all the way down. And then as you guys can see in a little bit, I'm just going to go through and like clip all of the little like straggly pieces that kind of came out. And it doesn't have to be perfect, y'all, because later on at the end, I'm going to curl the ends, so you won't even be able to see that anyway. But that's just what I was doing at the ends of the hair. Okay, now I did want to talk about the back of my head. Now my grip wasn't as neat back here, you know, obviously because like it's the back of my head, but they were still like secure. But my locks are so thick that like it was honestly like a little bit of a challenge kind of braiding in the back. But don't be alarmed, like it still kind of blends in. Like y'all will see like once you add the curls at the end, like the thickness of the braid at the top versus at the bottom, it won't really like matter as much. So don't be alarmed by that. Now let's talk about adding in the curly pieces. So I was adding in about 3 or 4 curly pieces, especially on the front braids because I really wanted those to show. So basically, I would normally add one like closer up to the front. And what I was doing with that was I was just taking the curly piece and adding it to either, well, one of the 3 strands. And then I would add the end piece of the curly hair, and then I would just basically start braiding that into the braid. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys are kind of like seeing and understanding what I'm doing. You're literally just adding the end of the curly piece into the braid by adding it onto one strand of the braid, and then you just kind of start braiding it down. But I do want to mention, you want to make sure that when you're adding the curly pieces that there's enough of the end of the curly piece that you added to the braid being braided in, so that way it's not going to slip out with any like pull, if that makes sense. Okay, y'all, so it is literally the next dye. Like, okay, first of all, it's coming out super cute. Okay, like, I feel like for this to have been my first time, it's not coming out bad. Secondly, I literally was up until 1:30 a.m. doing my hair, and I said I have to stop because I have no more energy left. I am going out of town today, so I'm gonna try to get the front done, and then I'll probably just do the back like once I get to my parents' house. But what we're gonna try to accomplish is this right here, and then we have like 3 rows in the back that need to be done. But I'm like, if I can get this right here, I can put a hat on. But yeah, so this is what we're looking like. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I see the hype behind the human hair because like the way that like it's the next day, and I'm just, also this hair is very soft, very soft. I definitely would recommend this hair. Y'all, why do I feel like I'm always doing my hair when I have somewhere to go? So basically I need to get on my Zoom like right now. So let's get into it. Okay, so I did just want to pop in and talk about the amount of time that it took me to do my hair. So for this particular style, I did most of it on the first day, but I wasn't able to fully finish my hair the next day because I was traveling and then I was just out of town. So it really took me technically like a week to finish it, but like I wasn't doing it over the course of that whole time, if that makes sense. So because I did majority of it on the first day, probably if I had a free second day, then it probably would have took me maybe like a day and a half. So it is actually like a couple days later, and I'm finally almost done with my hair. I have like 8 braids left. I got down to like, this is how much hair I had left. So today I ran out and I got another pack of hair. So I went ahead and cleaned that, and I'm letting it dry. But we're gonna knock out these last 8 braids, y'all, and then we can get on to curling and setting and all that stuff, y'all. Okay, so now all the braids are in. So I'm actually just putting flexi rods on the ends of my hair so the braids will have curly ends. So let's do that. Okay, all of my flexi rods are in, and I don't know if you guys could tell, I left out like all of the curly pieces. So I'm just gonna be dipping in like the braided piece. I'm gonna try to keep the curly hair like out of the water. So let's do that. All right, y'all, and this is the final look of the hair. Okay, y'all see what it is. I am so in love with this style, y'all. It was a perfect style to do for my trip and for my birthday, y'all. It really just gave all the vibes that I wanted it to give. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I've had this in for about probably going on 2 weeks. My hair still looks good. It still looks fresh. The curly pieces have lasted. I really have no complaints aside from the shedding, but again, that's probably on me. Let me know in the comments down below if you would try this style out too. I am so grateful that you decided to tune into my video, and of course, I love you guys so much, and I'm just grateful for all of the support, all of the love that I get on each and every one of my videos. So with that being said, if you're not already following me on Instagram and TikTok, make sure you follow me on those platforms. And also, y'all, I don't know if I've said this on here, I'm also on Pinterest. I share my lock styles, pictures of my locks, different things like that. So if you're interested in that, please follow me on Pinterest. And of course, subscribe to your girl's YouTube, okay? Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I love y'all so much, and I can't wait to see y'all in my next video. Bye, girl.